It's time now for this on the back of that.
It comes back out towards Bent! Darren Bent scores!
Darren Bent bobbles the ball into the net.
This is Darren Bent Inside the Box.
Darren here, by the way, Darren Bent.
Yes, it's time now for Darren Bent's Thinking Inside the Box, where former England striker to my right, Darren Bent, takes a closer look at some of the talent up front in the Premier League. Let's start by talking about one of the big money moves last summer.
Here is Salah trying to feed Darwin Nunez again. He's round the goalkeeper and he finishes. No, he's sent it wide. Well, he should have finished into an open goal, but it was blocked on the line.
Darwin Nunez we're talking about now. He scored 5 Premier League goals from 55 Premier League shots. It says here, what's he doing wrong? I'm guessing the answer is not scoring. But why is he not scoring?
It's difficult because, do you know what, he does everything right up until that point. Like, his movement's good. Even when he goes around the goalkeeper, probably the right decision. But he somehow hits the man on the line.
Do you remember Man United had a player called Diego Forlan?
Yeah, of course.
Very similar, wasn't it? He looked great, just couldn't score.
No, I'm pretty sure he left Man United and won like Golden Boot in La Liga. Didn't he win Best Player in the World Cup as well?
Yeah, he was fantastic, yeah.
But
did he go to Atletico?
Atletico, won Golden Boot.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Darwin, I mean, he does everything right. He gets himself into the great positions, but it's that last little bit, that little bit of composure where he's lacking. But that comes from him not scoring goals. Last season, I'm sure at Benfica, he finishes all his chances.
What do you mean it comes from not scoring? So I'm always under the impression that a goal scorer, it's all like instinct. You don't think about what you're doing.
Yeah, it is. But for him, if he's scoring goals regularly and he's in that rhythm, things come naturally to you. Sometimes you don't have to think about it. It will just drop it, you finish it off. But because he's missed the first chance, he's then like overthinking the next chance. He's thinking, right, I need to be a bit more.
Is it that's going through his head?
Of course it is. Yeah, he's thinking, right, I need to take my time on this one a little bit, trying to be a bit too precise, and it doesn't always work like that. So again, it's that old cliche. He needs one to hit him and go in, and hopefully that starts him off.
Okay, so the one he scored Liverpool when they beat Leicester a couple of weeks ago.
Well, it was offside.
No. The one where it hit the post, then went off the defender and went in. Yeah.
You talk about the defender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he had that shot.
Yeah.
It hit the post, hit the defender, I can't remember the defender, and went in.
Wild face.
Yes, that's right, yeah. And went in. He scored 2 own goals in that game, right?
Wow.
Is that what you're talking about? Is that the same of coming off his backside? Because he had the shot, he missed it, but he still went in.
No, he needs one for himself to go in.
Oh, okay.
But as I said, his movement, like the hardest part of any kind of chance is to get the opportunity because he's had to bend his run, he's got to get in there, use his pace. But it's that last little bit where he needs to go ice cold. He's snatching it a little bit.
Has he got it? You can look at him and think he's got it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, look how many goals he scored for Benfica.
Yeah.
Like, if you can score goals, I'm under the illusion. If you can score goals, if you're a goal scorer, you can score goals anywhere. And I think he'll be the same. He just needs a little bit of luck.
Do you think it's one of those things, as soon as he scores 1 or 2, the floodgates open?
Yeah, it should do. But the strangest thing for him is that he's getting 2 or 3 like unbelievable chances. Golden chances. Do you know what I mean? A game, but it will drop for him. I've got no doubts about that whatsoever.
Okay. Let's move on to our next man who's finally taken his chance in the Premier League.
Mitrovic makes it 3 on 80 minutes with a little glancing header. He scores his 10th of the season, and it really is dreamland for the Fulham fans.
I'm a massive fan of Mitrovic. He's only 27 years old. He's already got 11 goals, in the Premier League this season. Is he ready for a big move? No disrespect to Fulham, and I know supposedly he's on so much money a week at Fulham, and you know the question is whether or not they'd let him go and how much, etc. But if the right deal came in and both parties were happy, is he ready for a big move? Do you think?
Yeah, I think he is. I mean, he scores a lot of goals for Serbia, doesn't he? That's for a fact. International level, he's the all-time record goal scorer. The only thing about Mitrovic, and I'm a big fan of his as well, is that if you're going to bring him in, you have to play a particular way. You have to give him service. Get the crosses in the box, because that's where he's at his best. You get crosses in, he gets across the defenders, really strong in the air, holds up the ball really well. Not the quickest. So when you talk about putting him into a team like, say, United,
you don't think? I had this conversation yesterday with Darren Ambrose. We both think he'll fit in well at Manchester United. You don't think he will?
What? Mitrovic. When I look at the way that Man United play on the break fast, I don't think, because, and also as well, Rashford and, say you go Rashford and Garnacho or Anthony or whoever, these wide players.
Not Fred, sorry, Anthony.
Right, these wide players, they're not looking to cross the ball. Rashford's looking to cut in off the left and bang, get a shot off. Anthony cut in. You've seen him do it a couple of times that season. So he needs service, Mitrovic. And I just think maybe the way Manchester United play, the way they break with such pace, it might not suit him. And also as well, are Man United going to revert, certainly the way that Ten Hag plays, is he going to revert to playing a certain way with Mitrovic in? Probably not. But he could play at the top level.
What you've described at Man United, do you see Harry Kane fitting into that style?
But he's a bit more mobile than Mitrovic, isn't he?
Yeah.
And I know you're not trying to put Mitrovic in the same bracket as Kane.
Of course not.
So,
But Harry Kane's not the fastest player in the world.
what Harry Kane is very good at is dropping into them pockets.
That's right.
Getting on the half turn and then sliding Rashford or Anthony or Garnacho through.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So different strikers, but Mitrovic is surprising me. I thought he'd score goals, but not as at this rate.
Do you think it's a worry then that he may only suit one style of football?
No, because you'll get managers that will look at him, Mitrovic, and go, I know he can score goals in the Premier League. Yeah, but they're going to have to change that way.
Would he fit in with Chelsea?
Oh, when you look at their wing-backs, the likes of Reece James, when he's fit, Chilwell, and the way that they sling crosses in, he'd thrive in that system.
Yeah, you think it'd be a good move?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's finish by talking about the striking options at your club, Benny, Arsenal.
Into Nketiah, great turn! Oh, what a finish! Eddie Nketiah stepping onto the mark for Arsenal! That was just like the old days for Arsenal!
Now, lots was said, you and I have had many discussions about when Jesus got injured. Firstly, what do you make of Eddie Nketiah? Do you think he's good enough to step up, or do Arsenal need another striker in this window?
I think he's good enough. I've got no doubts that he's good enough, but you do need more bodies, because if something happens to him, then what happens? You need options. So you've got Martin.
So you only need options at Arsenal if he gets injured?
No, but I think you still need options anyway, because he scored in his first couple of appearances, Brighton and West Ham, good goals.
Great goals, yeah.
And then Newcastle, he tried, but Newcastle defended really well. You just need a bit of variety. So it wasn't working for him, even though he played well. Can someone else come on? Maybe João Felix could drop in. You just need options that if certain tactics are not working, you could just mix and change it. Martinelli goes down the middle and Felix goes wide, or do you know what I mean? Just to keep the opposition guessing. So even though Eddie's done really well, and I'm really happy for him, you still need more options.
If you bring in another player at Arsenal, are you bringing one in to start in front of him?
No, you bringing someone in to push him.
So you're not bringing in a sort of first choice. I know Jesus is out at the moment.
If someone offers you, and again, this is obviously, of course, extreme scenario.
Yeah.
If you're talking about Arsenal went and had the opportunity to sign Mbappe, then of course Mbappe's coming to start.
What about like an Ivan Toney?
Then they'll push. Ivan Toney would probably start ahead of Eddie Nketiah. Maybe start on the bench, but you've got someone there generally that's pushing Eddie Nketiah for a starting role.
Do you think he's in real contention to get in the next England squad or not?
See, that'd be difficult because you've got Kane, you've got Callum Wilson. Depending what's going on with Ivan Toney with this issue off the pitch, I mean, the way he's playing at the minute, Ivan Toney, wow. The goals he's scoring as well. He's got to be in the contention. You've got Tammy over there.
Is Calvert-Lewin back in contention for England or not? He's missed his chance, you think?
Not missed his chance, but he's not in contention at the minute. Not a chance. No.
Okay. That was today's Thinking Inside the Box with DB Sneaker Freak, Darren Bent.
He comes back out towards Bent! Darren Bent scores!
Darren Bent bobbles the ball into the net.
This is Darren Bent Inside the Box.
Darren here, by the way, Darren Bent. You were way off it, by the way, Duran.
What?
86 it came out.
Oh, so it was before your BIG fella?
Yeah. It was the 90s, though.
Yeah, but the album, I bet the album... No, have a look at the album.
Listen, I don't know who this guy is.
Look, let's speak to Gary. We're talking about Darwin Nunez. Gary's up next. Hello, Gary.
Hello, Andy. Hello, Darren.
How do you, mate? You all right?
Yeah, not bad. Nice to speak to you again. Great show, by the way.
Thank you, man. Off you go. Go on.
Yeah, Darwin Nunez, he's just a polished diamond that's getting the diamond in the rough that's getting polished. He's basically trying a bit too hard. He's rushing things at the end product. He's just got to get ice in his veins like Salah does. He's learning from a master when he's training with him. But when he hits the onion bag a couple of times in one game, it'll just flow.
Do you know what, Gary, as well? He's one of them players as well that, for a manager, you almost have to have him in the team because of the pace and the energy that he's got and the way that he makes things happen. You can't leave him out.
I know he's frightening. His pace is unbelievable. I mean, he reminds me a bit of a young Thierry Henry. I'm not putting him in the brackets of Thierry Henry is finishing. But when he gets there, he won't be far off it because he just learns that end product. I think he's halfway there to being fulfilled as what it's. I guess we hope the fans there with him.
Do you think Liverpool will get top four, Gary?
Yeah.
You do? Higher than top four or just top four?
Top four. We're still got to build on the age gap. It's we've got an age inside at the moment. Thiago and Jordan are a bit sort of catching up with injuries, catching up with them a little bit, so to speak. Once you get an injury, Fabinho at 29 is the youngest in the midfield, which just says it all.
Do you know who he reminds me of a little bit? Darwin Nunez. Do you remember when Vardy first got to Leicester, he was a little bit like that. He had all the pace, but then the last little bit, he missed chances. But all of a sudden, something just dropped in it. And it must have been maybe the year they won the league.
The Red Bull, I think it was.
Well, there was the game when they played United, didn't they? And they beat you 5-3, was it? They came back from 2-0 down or something. Remember, Cambiasso was at Leicester. They beat United. That's what I remember.
Right.
And from that, all of a sudden, something dropped.
I think I blanked that one out.
Yeah, and he just could finish.
The Decade album that I was talking about with that song on it, 1989, November.
So it was the 90s then?
Well, a month off it.
Don't matter.
Be pedantic about it.